This is Bucket Talk. I'm on my bucket. I grew up in a time where not everything went online. Not everything could go online. This was before this was before AOL, before internet, before a bunch of the phones and technology that's online today. When I was growing up, that was not real. That was not even a thing. Today, that's 100% a thing. So what I'm talking about when I say failing on stage, what I mean is, as an athlete, I had a chance to go to practice or go to a game, and the failure that happened was a failure that only happened in the present, in that moment. And then the review of that, once I got to high school, was something that happened on film. To my football guys, because not very many, not a lot of other sports utilize film. When I was growing up, football was the only one. Don't hate me. When I was growing up, at the high school level, we watched film. And so to go in the film room after a game, knowing that you had made a mistake in the game, was like awful. Today, every kid knows that. Every kid knows that experience. But they know it from when they're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not 14, 15, 16, 17. And so when I'm talking about failing on stage, that's what I mean. I had an opportunity to grow up and make mistakes that didn't haunt me or have the potential to haunt me for the rest of my career, because now it's online. That wasn't a reality. The only way that ever happened was in the film room as a JV or varsity football player. And so the guys that are old enough now to remember that, you guys know that. To the parents that never experienced what that feels like, when you know you're gonna go into the film room and be assessed after a performance, and you know that in the first quarter, with 7 minutes left on the clock, you did something just potentially game-changing that ruined, your chances, the chances for your team to succeed. When you know that, the dynamic, the mental toughness that you have to develop is real, because that was a real failure. And it didn't just happen in the moment. We're going to replay that. And that's in some coach's film room, probably still today. That's in some coach's film room of, hey, do you remember 5 years ago, 10 years ago? With young people today and the phone and access to technology, what happens is it makes them hesitant to fail. Again, this is not just an athletic application. You can go online and watch fights of people that were fighting in a parking lot or something, and everybody brought their phone up, and now that thing is on World Star. What happens when that becomes a reality at 4 and 5 and 6? It makes people hesitant to try. It makes people hesitant to go out there and really lay it on the line. And, if I fail, I fail. It makes people hesitant to do that. They remain reserved. I don't know. I'm not going to really go for it, because what if I fail? Yeah, what if you fail? And so the last video that I did, I felt like I needed to qualify that just a little bit more. Failing in public. Failing in public is one thing on the athletic field. That's one thing. But when phones are out and you know that that performance that you had the day that your dog died, the day that your mom died, the day that your best friend was shot, the day that you failed the bio exam to get into Harvard and you're going to go play this afternoon and that performance is going to be scrutinized, but nobody knows the backstory. That's real. And it makes people hesitant. The only thing that athletes can develop so that they are immune to that is an attitude of, I'm sorry, but I can't care what everybody thinks. I don't care what anybody thinks. God's gonna judge me. That's all I really can care about. But I can't care about Susan's mom who shot the video to my football guys. You just go in the film room and you just eat it. You just take it. Like, yep, I fucked up. I did. It was me. It's the only response. That's the only real response that you can have, is to own it and not let it bother you. And have an attitude of, that doesn't bother me. I'll do it again. And 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 I don't care what other people have to say. And it's because I can't care. Because if I do, imagine that. Imagine if you cared what everybody thought about that performance that you had, but nobody knows the backstory of how your day or week went leading up to that moment. Society today, we have a very quick to judge mentality. And I think partially it's because everybody thinks they're seeing something, that they think they're seeing something and just have all of the information and all of the story, when in reality you saw 15 seconds of me at my worst moment. I could say that that's not fair, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because everybody has an opportunity to say whatever it is that they're going to say. The proper mentality that we have to develop and help our young people and help our athletes develop is, one, I learned something. Two, yeah, I done it. And three, I don't really care. I'll get better. But your judgment of me in that moment, I don't care. I don't care. Let me tell you a story. I play on a men's 7-on-7 spring football team. I've been thinking about this since we started our season. Thinking about filming this video, this Failing in Public series, because I think it's important. Because at this age now, when we go play, everybody's got this. And it's going on YouTube. Believe it. YouTube. Before, it went into the film room. Now, YouTube. And so it got me thinking, what is that like as a 16-year-old boy, 17-year-old boy with athletic ability and an opportunity to go do something at the next level? Like, my career is just at the just starting. And yet all of my failures are televised. Every last one of them. Can we be real? To anyone who's 35 and above, can you imagine if all of your failures were on the camera? Think about it. Think about it. That's the reality that most athletes, most young people live in today. They put the uniform on. They get themselves ready to go. But this mental toughness that they have to develop is because whether I have a good game or a bad game, everybody's gonna see it. the world is gonna see it. And so if I trip and fall down, the world is gonna see it and have some snide, slick comment. If I let a goal up, if I throw up on the field, it's online forever. With everybody able to say whatever they want, but not to my face, in the fucking comments. That is a hard place to grow up. The armor that you have to build to take that, if that is going to be my reality as a 10 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 and 18-year-old athlete, the armor that I have to build up to that, this goes back to my other video, is I'm sorry, I can't care what you think. God's gonna judge me. He's the only one that I care about, his judgment. The rest of you, yeah. This is bucket talk. I'm on my bucket.